PDAC 2024 in Toronto. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in a special location here in Toronto for the MAG Silver Luncheon, and because we will record that also, but we want to try the opportunity and take the opportunity to talk to George Paspalas, the CEO of the company. George, good to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, Jochen, and good to see you as well.
Yeah.
And how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're always fine.
I'm a member of the Too Much Fun Club, I know. But honestly, I think with those gold prizes, silver prizes, not yet, but with the gold prizes, at least we are quite happy. And Juanicipio, it looks like the thing is really moving well, right?
It's going really well. You know, 2023 last year was a defining year. You know, we started up the plant. We ramped up the commercial production in June. We hit the nameplate 4,000 tonnes per day in the third quarter. We've been operating at that now. So, you know, like Juanicipio is now there. And so as we turn to 2024, it's now about, okay, let's fine tune. Let's look for opportunities to increase value. You know, third quarter, we delivered just over $9 all-in sustaining cash costs. So you talked about the silver price. Current silver prices, that's a great margin. And we showed in the third quarter, we bought free cash flow back. We bought $11.3 million back, but we had like $24 million in cash in the joint venture, $55 million in receivables for concentrate. So the machine is starting to make money. We think we now can squeeze more out with recovery improvements because, you know, when you start up, you're trying to get stuff from start to finish. We've proven that it works well now. Okay, where's 1% recovery here? Where's 1% recovery there? It's all important because it goes to the top line. Right? And obviously, like everyone in the industry, operating costs is a focus, and we turn to that. And mine productivity rates. Right? We really think there's an opportunity at Juanicipio to increase the mining rate. We currently have the balance between mining and processing. So what I mean is we're mining what the plant can process at nameplate, but we think the plant can do a bit more. Okay. So if you can get the rate up, that's incremental cash flow, which is a good thing. And if we can get the mining rate up more, even if we exceed what the plant can do, we've proven over the last 2 years we can put material through the Fresnillo plant, Cecedo, and make very accretive incremental cash flow. So, you know, big focus this year is optimization, efficiency improvements, and looking for productivity gains underground.
Fantastic. So how was, as you have now already some experience with the production, is, let's say, the geology, meaning the rock you are getting out, is that all holding what you have expected? Also grade-wise, are you happy with that? And how is metallurgy, meaning also recovery then?
Short answer, very happy. And things are all good. You know, we've proven now, we've been running stopes underground for over 3 years, right? And so our reconciliation back to our geological model is pretty good. You know, we had forecast a mining dilution rate estimated around 26-28%, and we've been mining at about a dilution rate 26 to maybe 30%, right? So
in line.
Yeah, in line. To help us get more production out, we modified the mining a little to take more development in mineralized material, which can be risky on the dilution side. And, you know, Fresnillo, the operator, have done a fantastic job of managing that dilution. So basically, we're seeing grade coming in how we thought. Recoveries are close to where we want them to be, but again, you know, startup year, now we're into optimization year, and if we can squeeze a couple % up there, that'll be good for us.
Fantastic. So what do you expect for this year? Let's call it silver equivalent ounces, and what do you think is next year possible?
Well, we are completing an updated technical report that we're going to release at the end of the March, end of this month. That will have everything you want to know about Juanicipio. It's an update from 2017, which is the existing technical report on file. which actually has drilling only to 2016 in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been significant infill and step-out drilling from 2016 to now. So, with that technical report, we can expect to see probably a significant expansion. Mm-hmm. This is a forward-looking statement, Jochen.
Yeah, of course.
But a significant,
for the regulators,
a significant expansion in the geological resource,
mm-hmm.
which already we have. This is a generational asset. We're just going to make it longer. Mm-hmm. Infill drilling sometimes can have effects on grade, and we may see a slight reduction in silver grade, mm-hmm. but we may see increases in base metal grades. Mm-hmm. And from what we know at the moment, it's probably a wash. But once that report is out, we'll then be able to release guidance for production. Mm-hmm. But we released, in concert with our partners Fresnillo today, grade guidance mm-hmm. for 2024, which we've given a range, 380 to 420 grams per tonne.
Which is great.
Yeah, and we think, we should be able to achieve that. We're cautious about this year. It's our first full year. Mm-hmm. It's our first year of giving guidance. Mm-hmm. So, we want to keep it sort of...
Stay conservative.
Yeah, not too conservative, but at least, we want to make sure we dial in our first year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, super. How does it look like now financially in the company?
Very good.
Yep. What is the situation?
Well, as I said, we've had every quarter of last year that we've reported, we've only reported 3 quarters so far, we've brought cash back to Vancouver. And in the third quarter, we brought back free cash flow from operations. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the third quarter, we had $59 million of cash. Good. As I said, the joint venture had $24 million of cash sitting in it, and there's lots of work. Mm-hmm. All the working capital is full, so the balance sheet looks good. Super. And then our objective this year is to continue to build that cash on the balance mm-hmm. sheet. Mm-hmm. Right? We'd like to get the balance sheet strong. We want to. That's good. We want to get up to $90 to $100 million on the balance sheet, mm-hmm. and then we'll turn to other opportunities of capital allocation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, super. Then let's talk shortly about Deer Trail, your exploration.
Sure.
I wouldn't say adventure, but your exploration project there. How's it going there?
It's going well. Mm-hmm. We've had a lot of success in terms of proving up our geological model. Mm-hmm. Right? We're the first people to come on the Deer Trail in a long time that have got the whole property to explore. Mm-hmm. And so we have a very expansive geological model based on a Bingham Canyon lookalike. Mm-hmm. Right? Oh, okay. Bingham Canyon up the road is very much an analog mm-hmm. for potentially what Deer Trail could be. Mm-hmm. And everyone knows Bingham Canyon is the huge copper porphyry, one of 2 man-made structures on Earth you can see from outer space and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But before that big porphyry, mm-hmm. it was like the hub of the mineralization, mm-hmm. like a wheel, and spokes came off. Mm-hmm. Those spokes were high-grade silver mantos. That's mm-hmm. what we're interested in. So at Deer Trail, there was the existing Deer Trail mine, which was a spoke. 465 grams per tonne average silver grade, so very good. Mm-hmm. Lead, zinc, bit of gold. And a lot of the exploration in the past was always focused around just the Deer Trail mine, because the Deer Trail mine was thought to be the source. Mm-hmm. We have a different geological theory, a bit like in 2003 when we went to Juanicipio and had a different geological theory.
And you succeeded.
On hole 1.
Exactly.
We didn't succeed on hole 1 at Deer Trail, but we have succeeded in every hole in terms of proving up our hub, porphyry hub, mm-hmm. and silver-rich manto spokes. Mm-hmm. So about a bit over a year ago, we released the discovery of what is the second spoke, mm-hmm. the Carissa discovery, and we're continuing to drill to understand this spoke system and maybe go back towards those porphyry sources to find something big. Mm-hmm. So
again, something big.
Let's hope. All right. So Deer Trail's good. Yeah. It's a very deliberate exploration program. The holes take a long time to drill. We get a lot of information. They're expensive holes. Mm-hmm. So we take a lot of time to technically evaluate every hole before we decide where to go next. Mm-hmm. Very deliberate. We're controlling cash spend there. Mm-hmm. The prize is big. I hope we get to it soon. Mm-hmm.
Super. And you can pay that all out of the cash flow for
Oh, for sure.
Juanicipio, right? So you
Yep.
must not go back to the market
No,
because that's important.
no. Look,
Yeah.
I've learnt to say you never say never,
Yeah.
particularly about money.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, Deer Trail expenditure at the moment's running about 10 million US a year.
Mhm.
As I said, we've got 59. We're going to get to 100. Our objective of getting to 90 to 100 is that gives us a 3-year runway of cash should something ever happen and we don't have cash from Juanicipio. 10 million at Deer Trail, 10 million at Larder, and 10 million for general running of the company. So 3 years. That's why that number's there, right? It's not just a number pulled out of the air.
Yep.
You know, when you're not in control of your cash flow, you always have to be a little more conservative about the cash you have on your balance sheet. So even with success and gearing up for maybe multiple drills with Deer Trail, we will still be able to fund that out of cash flow.
Absolutely. So let's assume a little bit further, 2026, if you will like that. Your share price is way too low for what you have, to my understanding.
Yep.
But
mine.
also, yeah, I can imagine that. And you make really money from next year onwards, I would say. So what's about dividends for shareholders? What's about share buybacks, stuff like this?
Well,
Because at today's prices, I would buy your share.
yeah, that's a relationship between valuation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously will have the ability looking forward to allocate capital to shareholders. And, you know, I think it's crazy not to be buying shares back if we're at this sort of valuation level. You know, if silver runs or finally someone says, oh, MAG Silver actually did what they say they're doing and they're making a hell of a lot of money and the shares appreciate anyway, well, it's a relationship between what's the most effective way to allocate capital back to shareholders? Is it buyback? Is it dividend? And we'll make that decision at the time. Yeah.
Okay. So that's something in the making.
Yes, I mean we want to. That's the next step after getting the balance sheet strong.
Absolutely, super, perfect. So I would say all looks good. You're doing the right things, and you make money. That's important. The mind is working. Everything is
that's
good,
that's the important.
That's the most
the
important
mind
thing.
works and it makes money.
And you invest in the future.
Sure.
Because with the exploration.
Absolutely.
Couldn't do better. So we wish you well.
Thank you, Jochen.
Thank you very much, George.
Hey.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was George Paspalas, the CEO of MAG Silver Corporation. Yeah, you heard it. Juanicipio is not only up and running, it is fully working. Everything is fine. They have room to raise the capacity. The grades, metallurgy, recovery, everything is for how they wanted it. That is really fantastic. And yeah, I must say, also with the exploration, Deer Trail, Larder, etc., this is all what you need for the future. And so from that perspective, MAG Silver, great company, great setup, super healthy balance sheet, making cash, and probably soon then hopefully dividends and share buybacks. That's exactly what you want. And the good thing is you get the share price, for my understanding, way too cheap. So really have a look at the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from PDAC 2024.